like you say, we've done so many icons of sport and Hollywood and all this sort of different stuff. But I think one of the things I've learned is really that thing of people are regular people at the end of the day, but certain habits, certain traits set people apart. And Running Wild gives me the time to explore that a bit more. It's what we've done with Becoming X as well. It's allowed us to go deeper and to find out the real story. And the more human these people become, the more we demystify what it takes to succeed in life, the more we can then hopefully empower young people to really go out there and change the world,
Which is what you're doing. You're trying to encourage people to fulfill their potential, and others more accomplished to talk about their failures and the lessons learned. Here's a little clip that we're going to play of Becoming X before we have a quick chat about it.
Greatness isn't born, it's learned.
Keep going, keep believing, reach for the stars.
You never know what you might be able to achieve.
You just have to have that no limits mindset.
The tougher the journey, the tougher you are.
And that gives you power.
Go as far as you can.
Seize the day, seize the moment.
Take joy in what you do.
If you just keep trying, you can achieve anything.
So, who can you become?
So in some of the promotional material, you basically share the concern that you don't think, today's education properly prepares people for the future. What bits do you think are lacking, and how do you think Becoming X can help?
Well, first of all, teachers are true heroes. They do an incredible job working against the odds, serving young people and, within an education framework. But I think I'm not alone in feeling that there's a huge life skills gap for young people. I think they're emerging from this very, very tough 2 years that's been especially tough on young people, on mental health as well. And I think one of the most disempowering things for young people is to feel ill-prepared for life. And I think we hear it so often, don't we? Kids saying, oh, what's the point of school? Why am I learning this stuff? Is it relevant? And with Becoming X, it's a digital learning development platform to try and empower young people with skills that really will help them in their lives, the real world skills, the things that are actually tangible, that are inspiring. And, it's why we interviewed so many of my Running Wild guests for Becoming X, is to make this program exciting and relevant and to go deeper and hear about those failures and struggles. And like I say, to demystify success and make it then a program that's accessible for schools. And we've launched recently in schools all around the world, in primary and secondary schools, with like 200 different lessons, making it easy for teachers to teach some of this stuff to kids. And the response has been amazing, because kids are smart. When you give them stuff that's relevant, they know it in here, and they go, wow, this is exciting, and this is my hero, and this is this guy or this lady saying this, and wow, and it's relevant for me. So I'm very proud of what we're doing. It's just the beginning, really, just the beginning. But we've had huge support from people.
Yeah, and you're building on the whole idea of helping people through any mental health challenges. And of course, we've heard so much, particularly amongst young people during the COVID years, but also about masculinity and sort of potentially, and I'm putting words into your mouth, redefining the definition of masculinity. I mean, you yourself have had a pretty, out there, career, military and all the rest of it. You've had, a lot of hardships and that kind of stuff. But you're also, I think, raising 3 sons, and you've said, you're the chief ambassador to the World Scout Organization. Your life motto, as you said, is courage and kindness and never give up. You said to the Times, I want my kids to know that integrity matters and that a few friendships carry you far. I want them to know that humility trumps pride and that being shy and quiet is okay. It's not a coincidence that we ask you that in the context of some incredible failures of leadership that we're seeing in public all over the place right now. So how do you think you can teach youngsters with what they see about failures of standing up, to basic standards and practices and morals and rules right now?
I think when you see it done well, it's beautiful and always inspiring, and I think there's something very powerful when you come across leaders that have humility. You know, ultimately leadership should be a position of service. You're serving people. And, you know, we're always going to fall short because we're human, you know, and leaders do fall short. But I think a lot of Becoming X is about putting forward that positive role model for actually whether you're a young boy or a young girl, whether you want to be a sportsman or, you know, a businessman or whatever, these are the values that actually will serve you well in life. You know, how to be a good listener, how to be a real team player, how to develop that inner resilience, that quiet resilience. And, you know, these things are often different from the currency of school, you know, because I don't know what your experience, you're a mum and, you know, but certainly for me as a parent looking at my children go through school, the currency that I see as a value at school and that is celebrated is academic prowess or sporting prowess or good looking or put yourself, you know, at the front of everything. But as we know, those aren't the currencies of life. You know, the currencies of life are different. They're more nuanced than that. They're deeper. They're much more about resilience and being able to work with people under pressure, about being able to go through the failures, stay true to your vision, win people over, you know, develop strong friendships, strong relationships. And this is at the heart of what Becoming X is about, trying to put those tools into young people's hands through the school program.